Hi guys, Miss Hallett here. I'm going to read chapter 14 of A Wolf Called Wander. This chapter is called Water. My raven finds me in the dark. She perches on the ground beside me all night long. When the sun rises, I follow her lead. She is all the pack I have now. We leave the Black River far behind, and I am grateful. It is quiet on the flat ground and windy. It will be many days before I'm hungry again, but by the time the sun is beating down on me with the full strength of midday, I am thirsty. The rocks get sharper as we travel. I slow to a trot and pick my way around them. I smell for water, but there is no trace. I flop down under a shrub. Its shade is no bigger than my body. It is not any cooler underneath. But the shimmer of the sun has made my eyes weary. I close them to rest, panting away the heat. My mouth is dry as a bone, and still there is no scent of water. Ants crawl up in my fur, and I don't have the energy to shake them off. The raven circles back and waits in the tree. She's eager to keep going. The sky is an easy run. No stones to bruise her feet. She calls to me. "Wait!" I bark back. "Dark is coming. Cooler air is coming." I say my reasons as patiently as a wolf can, but my raven is not persuaded. She flies off again. I follow her, but slowly. The heat of the day passes, and we have not found water, but my raven holds to the sunset line as if she has flown this way before and knows where water lives. We pass more of the gray lines, but they are rusty and lying on the ground or wound up in a tangled ball. The smells of men is long gone, but I refuse to go near them. Far away on the horizon I see cows, rust-colored against the silver and gold of the grass and sagebrush. I am not hungry. Thirst is all I can think of. I am sure my raven will lead us to water. She needs it as much as I do. When the sun goes down, she finds her tree for the night. "Where is the water?" I growl. She turns her back to me. "I followed you, and there's no water?" She only caws back, shakes out her wings, and settles into sleep. I find a stand of junipers and lie down to rest my sore paws. I imagine wading into the ice-cold streams of my home ground. Sleep does not come. The ground is rocky. The wind is hot and dry. Nothing smells like home. I whimper like a pup, and I don't even care if my raven hears me. In my desperate thirst, I remember that under the hard bark of the cut of my chest, my own body ran with blood. I would drink even that. I lick at the bark to open my skin. It is rough, and my tongue is drier than sand, but the edges of the bark lift up. I lick harder. It stings. I don't care. The edges crumble away, and then at last the whole strip of bark breaks free. With a grateful gasp, I look at my chest, but there is no red to drink, only a smooth white mark that where the cut once was. I throw back my head and howl, and howl, and howl until I have howled up the moon. In its light, I close my eyes. At last I fall asleep. The moon carries me in a dream all the way back to my home ground and all its falling waters, sweet, clear, and cold. When I wake, I am even more thirsty. The grit of the dirt and sand in my fur itches as much as the bugs. No amount of rolling and scratching make it better. Birds fly overhead, rivers of them. They fly away from the sunrise. Songbirds and packs of quacking ducks and geese in their long lines. My raven takes off and follows them, but I am too angry, too footsore, too thirsty to follow. I lie back down under the juniper. Birds keep coming. A cloud of speckled songbirds swoop and dive as if they are one creature. A pack of giant gray cranes, loud and long-necked, follow them. They fly in the same direction, talking all at once, but lowering to the ground as they go. Maybe all the birds are onto something. I get up, clamber on top of a boulder, and take a look. On the horizon is a strip of green and a shimmering of blue beyond it. I take off running, long strides pounding the ground, the sore pads of my feet forgotten. All I can think about is water. I run so fast I flush out a family of owls from their nest. A long-eared rabbit scatters in one direction and his mate in another. The ground softens as I get closer. I can smell green growing things and a lake of full water. I crash into the lake and drink. The water is so cool and still and tart. I drink it in gulps, panting with relief. The mud soothes my feet after so many days on rocky ground. I roll over and over, drowning all the itchy bugs in my fur. I kick up the water just for pleasure of hearing it splash. Full at last, I wade to the shore and shake. And then I duck under the water and shake again, just because I can. There are more birds around the lake than I have ever seen in my life. A huge gray crane that flew in ahead of me are still making a racket. They flap their broad wings and jump spin like pups fresh out of the den. There are small cranes with long yellow legs, pure white swans with long necks and black bills bow to one another. Ducks and geese of every color swim in a circle. Some of them carry their pups on their backs. Others have pups trailing ahead of them in a line of fluff and quacks. If a wolf didn't mind feathers, he could eat his fill. The warm wind dries my fur, and I look to the shoreline for a meal. Things with hooves come to drink water at dusk. I will be ready for them when they do. I pick a spot where there are many hoof prints in the mud. I settle in the tall grass nearby and wait. As the shadows grow long, a yearling buck comes to the water. His horns are short and there are no scars on him as tested bucks have. He is weary, but not weary enough. I spring on him and land the killing blow before he has time to run. He falls at the water's edge. I pause for a moment before eating, a moment of respect, as Father taught me. This is the first kill I have taken on my own. The little things, fish, snakes, raccoons, and mice, were nothing to celebrate. But this kill? Father would be proud of this. My raven will be hungry. We have not eaten in days. I call her and open the hide. Good things spill out in warm, steamy piles. I take a few bites and call for my raven again. She led me to the water all the way across the dry flats. I will be glad to give her company over the meat. It feels wrong to eat alone. My raven doesn't come. I call her again. A whole pack of ravens rise from the grass with a great rattling call. They come to me. They swarm around the meat. I'm happy to share. I take the parts that are the wolves do and settle in to chewing as the ravens pick over the last bits of meat. I search for mine among them, but they look all alike. I call to her, but none of them look up. I sniff the air, but ravens all smell the same to me. My raven had a bald patch on her chest, much like the white line on my shoulder. I look for it, and when I find her, I yip a greeting. She carries on eating and squibbling with her friends as a pack, as if I'm not even there. As a kinship between a wolf and a raven, as if kinship between a wolf and a raven is impossible, as if all the days we travel together mean nothing at all. When the shadows grow long and the air cools, every one of the raven takes to the sky without a backward look. They roost together on the other side of the water, far away from me. My raven has her pack now. I have eaten my fill. There is more water than I can drink, and yet I have never felt so empty. I know I have always known that the raven could never be my packmate. No mere bird could take the place of Pounce or Wag, certainly not of Worm. And yet we have taken a journey together. We have shared meat. She was my guide and companion. The soft talk of doves and the beauty of the setting sun do me no comfort. Bye, guys.